to So Light. I like, you like.
So light.
Hi everyone, this is your host Kelyn and Noel.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to So Light Podcast. We would like to share with you the inspiration that started us on this podcast is that over the years of friendship, we've always have very deep topics that we talk about that resonate with a lot of people around us. And these topics are like self-awareness, self-development, and relationship with others. So we like to share our learnings from our experience with the rest of the world. So let's start with a little story of us. Would you like to start with a little introduction of yourself, Noel?
Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm currently working in an organization, mainly in the field of repairing and upgrading works. So I'm in the commercial side, whereby I deal with contractors a lot.
Wow.
So yeah, that's about me. So Kelyn, would you like to share about yourself then?
Yep. My main profession is as a life coach, and I run my own coaching business, helping people to find their passion in life and work in their passionate careers. So we have been friends for over 20 years, and
A very long time.
yeah, for a very long time. We can somehow guess our age from there. And without further ado, we'd like to dive right into our topic of today, which is, have you ever felt unheard?
Yeah, unheard as in that when you're talking and then people don't hear you or don't even want to listen to you. Yeah, so the word unheard of. So for me, I was just sharing with Kelyn that something happened at work. So that's why I was thinking, hey, actually we can use this as a topic for our first episode. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go in depth, but mainly I was I was actually sharing something that I was gonna do to this person. So without even letting me finish the sentence or what I was planning to do, I was saying what I'm planning to do. So this other party just cut in and said what they think that I'm gonna do. Yes, but I haven't even finished my sentence. So that's why I felt very unheard of. I was just starting my sentence or just going into the gist of it, and then I got interrupted. So that's where I started texting my bestie here, Kelyn, that okay, this is something that I want to say, but then they're refusing me of the chance to share, and they're just jumping in.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot to like all of us when we start out a topic, maybe in a group setting or even with a one-to-one setting. Sometimes the eagerness of the other party to share their own experience or share their thoughts about what we will tend to do comes up very quickly, and it interrupts our flow and trying to share the main gist of the thing we want to share.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it happens quite frequently in the coaching setting as well, when if let's say you have a coach who is constantly very eager to help you to solve your issues, so called. But right,
Okay.
a coach should be 80% listening to you and 20% asking you questions, right? So we have this very interesting practice that we did during one of our practicum in the coaching class,
Oh, okay.
which
Can share
is,
more? Yeah.
yeah, it's so interesting at the same time. It's so how do I say, it's so uncomfortable to go through. So
Why
we were in
uncomfortable?
we were in this coaching session
Okay.
with four of us. So four of us, and one of them is tasked to be the client or the coachee in that sense.
Okay. All
And
right.
then the person, let's name this person A. So person A is supposed to share anything under the sun. Right? So he or she can share anything they want to share for 10 minutes. And the rest of us, the rest of the three of us, we can only keep quiet.
Okay.
We cannot make any, like, we can make
Any
like
comments
sound, but
or
we cannot like
okay.
talk, or we cannot
Okay.
answer or respond to the
So
person speaking.
so you're giving the 100% of that 10 minutes to person
Yeah.
A.
Yes, we
Okay.
are
Okay.
100% listening to you. We are present. We are there for you. And
Mm.
that's something very
Okay.
profound that happened. Like, sometimes because we are in a conversation, especially with one to one, the other party might feel a bit awkward. Like, should I start saying something? Like, if there is a silence, they want to fill in the gap.
So it's something like, as a listener, is it my turn to speak out now? Is it my turn to comment on what you just told me? Yeah, so that awkward silence, I totally get it. Understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, definitely. So these are the few things that in our day-to-day conversation we will tend to have, especially if they are not like, professionally trained as a coach to really sit down there, hold our breath, not to say anything during the whole 10 minutes. And it really gives the person the opportunity to share their whole story. Yeah. And I remember you when you were sharing with me this experience, you were telling me that you feel a bit unsettled, like after you so-called keep quiet, right, for the rest of the whole conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Because it is my story, so how come y'all are drawing out my picture? How come y'all are like already know what my story is? Yeah, so that's why I did feel a bit unsettled.
So I think that happens a lot frequently in our day-to-day conversation with either in a group setting or in a one-to-one setting. It's that we tend to have the other party not knowing when to come in, not knowing when to start speaking up. So we can start using certain things what we call in coaching like pre-framing.
Oh, okay. Can you explain to us what's preframing?
Yeah, so pre-framing something like a preempt, like you're
Okay.
trying to tell them some sort of disclaimer before you start the
This.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, today I say, Noel, I want to rant, so I don't want any solution. I just want to rant. Okay, I just
Okay.
want to complain.
Something like a disclaimer. Like you
Ah,
preempt the person first.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So these are the few
Okay.
things you
Okay.
can do, like before you start the conversation.
Okay.
Or if let's say your story is quite substantial, you have some, depth to it, then you might want to start off with, I'm going to go into a kind of story mode, like for about 5 minutes, and then in between, I might be trying to recall certain parts of the event. So I'm okay if
Ah.
you keep quiet during that time. I'm okay with the silence. You can let the other party know so they have that sense of security that, oh, it's okay that I keep quiet because Nora's just thinking.
It's just a small pause in between the paragraphs. Yeah, 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 okay, okay. So at least as a listener you'll be, oh, okay, still have continuation. And then
Yeah.
I shouldn't comment, I shouldn't cut in just yet. Okay,
Mm.
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, you somehow
Okay, this
preempt the person that, yeah, there'll be pauses in between. So, like, on the other hand, like if let's say you are the listener of the story, you could also, be more aware, like when you start to jump in to give advice, give solutions, or even like try to share about your own experience. You might want to look at how the person who is speaking, like be it verbally, non-verbally, like are they very like into the story? If they are very into the story, you might want to hold yourself back a bit, give them your 100% um, attention, so that they feel heard, and then this also really helps with improving the relationship with that person.
I think cause we tend to feel that the person needs advice. I think it's quite common that people will jump into advice mode, solution mode. So the moment they start hearing you sharing about something, be it a problem, be it an issue like with family at work or whatsoever, then the listener will be like, let me teach you what to do.
Yeah, like let me share you
or
what I
based on
did.
my experience, like based on my experience, right? I think you should do this.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's very common among people who feels that everyone needs to be saved, everyone needs advice, everyone needs solution. So that's
Yeah.
where the interruption comes in, and then the person who wants to share becomes unsettled, will feel very, very annoyed that they can't share. And even even before they can say anything, people just assume. Or sometimes they just want to talk about it instead of asking for a solution because they themselves already know what they want. They're just trying to speak up their emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes some frustration or, some emotional like uphold that you really just want to express it out, and then you get cut off with people who are so solution focused. They are constantly like, I know the solution way before you speak, the kind of thing. Like you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
feel a
yeah.
bit like, okay, then when is my turn to speak? You know?
Yeah. It becomes their issue.
Yeah, because that issue, or like in the first place you will just like, for me on my own personal record, I will just shut up for the rest of the conversation.
Yeah. Me too,
Yeah.
me too.
Right. But after that, you don't get the relationship connection with the person, because you just feel like, okay, this become their conversation already, and
Yes.
let's just go with it, and let's
And
go and
just
find another
listen to
person
them
that will
then.
listen to me.
Or just, okay, become your turn. Just listen to whatever solutions you have. Even though I don't need a solution, I already know what I want to do. And
Yeah.
just, yeah. And feel very unsettled after that.
Yeah. So speaking of that, right, like finding another person to listen to, I did have a good friend who asked me, like, being a coach, right, you're constantly listening to others, throughout all your sessions, and then do you have anyone that will listen to you, kind of thing? That,
Oh, that's a good
yeah,
question.
yeah, it didn't occur to me, but I
Yeah.
think habitually I've, like, you, and I have my husband to speak to, and I use what I say, the pre-framing, to let you or my husband know, like, I'm going to complain, or this is a very long story, or like, I need your advice later,
Uh-huh.
not
Uh-huh.
now, later, after
Okay.
I finish the
Yes.
story. So like, these are the few
Okay.
things that we can tweak in our conversation, so to help the other party feel that, okay, I just listen to you complain, and yeah, I just empathize with you, be there for you. There's no need for solution, that kind of thing. So it makes me feel heard. And in life, you have
Yes.
that three wants: to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved.
Okay.
Yeah, so it fulfills one
Yeah.
of that criteria.
Yeah. And I guess it's very important as well because that's where you build the connection with the other person, right? By listening and by engaging in what they want to share before you say anything, and to be aware of what direction they're looking for. Yeah. Yeah, so it's something like what Kelyn was sharing just now. This is going to be a complaint. This is going to be asking for advice, for solutions. So it's, I would say maybe it's something like a summary of where this conversation is going
Yep.
before you actually go into the details of the whole topic. Yeah, so I think yeah, that's very important and that's very helpful.
Yeah. And it helps with the connection between you and the person, is because while you are saying all this, the other person is also listening to, oh, this is what Noel prefer, and oh, this is how Noel feel about certain situation, oh, this is how Noel thinks about this process, and stuff like that. And this really helps you to understand the person, instead of, jumping in and telling them about your advice, and you just hear yourself again instead of hearing the
Yes,
other person. Yeah.
correct. I mean, of course, it would be good to understand the other party. So in this case, I mean the listener. Like sometimes maybe the listener themselves also have experiences that are similar to your case. I mean, of course, it's nice to hear that, but can you let me finish first?
I know, right?
Moral of the story is, can you let me finish first? Then of course I'm glad to hear what you have experienced, and then after that we can talk about it. That's how communication works, right?
Yeah, and in coaching, we have this theory that this guy that he came up with, he wrote a book actually. It's called The Coaching Habit by Michael Bungay. So he did mention in one of the chapters, there's always a deeper challenge or issue in any coaching topic.
Okay.
Okay, so today maybe a client might come out to you and say that they have issue A, for example.
Right.
But if you don't listen to them while they are talking about issue A, they might not go deeper, like down the level of what is the challenge for you. You know, sometimes you ask certain questions like this. So what is the challenge for you in this situation?
Okay.
And he mentions in the book that usually the first one that surface that the client was trying to tell you is not the real challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is very fascinating because as you ask the next question, which he also, step by step teach you in the book is, and what else? That's the word.
Okay.
So the acronym is AWE. And what else?
Okay. Right.
The moment you ask a person, like it can be just a normal conversation. You don't have to be a coaching session, right? I can so what is your challenge in this, Noel? Then, you continue to tell me what is the issue and stuff. Then I were to ask you, and what else?
Then that's where the brain will be thinking, what else? To find the actual meaning and the actual topic, I would say. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe sometimes they go deeper and so there's something else. Which they might not have actually went deep into thought about it, and then you help them to bring out that certain challenge.
Exactly what they feel. Maybe sometimes the person who is sharing don't even know that they felt that way.
Yes, correct.
I see.
So sometimes
Okay.
we talk about certain things like, I'm so angry and all that with this person.
And
then if you are asked this question, and what else? And then suddenly you see the expression change.
They'll be in shock, what else? Yeah, they were thinking.
Yeah, and then you just let them think and give them the 100% attention to listen.
Okay.
You'll be amazed by what you hear, really. I've seen a lot of, facial expression change throughout my coaching journey.
The body
so
language, the facial expression. Yeah,
suddenly
everything.
you see them stop in their track
Oh, yeah. There might be something else.
Yeah, there's a deeper meaning behind my anger, that kind of thing. I feel that this person is violating my values, or I feel this person is not respecting me. It goes one step deeper.
I see. Actually, then that would be more detailed of expression. Yeah.
It's a deeper sense of connection with the person that usually you don't get. If let's say you were to jump into solution finding for the person, or
sharing your own experience.
Yeah. Because you're just hearing yourself again.
Correct.
Back to the sharing yourself instead of hearing the person. Yeah.
Correct. See. Yeah. I think if you, for our listeners, if you encounter something like us, maybe you can consider what Kelyn was sharing just now, like a pre-frame, just to a disclaimer. Okay, hey guys, today I'm going to talk about what happened at work. Okay, it's going to be something that my boss did. I'm going to complain about my boss. Okay, so at least you have this disclaimer first, right? So that's what you were trying to say just now. Okay. So then hopefully the group of friends will be okay. Zip, silent mode, and then listen. Yeah, correct.
And give you the fullest attention because they really want to, but it could be a natural habit in conversation that they jump in, or to find solution because
correct.
Maybe their work
have similar encounter.
Yes, at work, or they are constantly asked for a solution. So they have this habit to find solution immediately for you.
Another thing I realized is that other than jumping to give experiences and solutions, right, is distraction.
Oh,
Like
yes,
example,
yes.
right, the person is talking and then the listener got distracted by maybe the mobile phone or the environment, something or something they themselves thought of that they want to talk about.
Yeah.
So again, it gets interrupted because the person got distracted. The listener got
Yeah. Or the
distracted. Yeah.
person jump into another whole new topic.
Yes. Or maybe it could be linked. Like let's just say the person is complaining about the workplace. So then, so the listener will be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I also want to update you something about my colleague." Then
Yes.
the conversation just went to from PIE go to TPE, suddenly changed expressway, and then go and talk
Yes.
about the listeners'
Yeah,
side
I
of
wish
the
I can
colleagues.
do that.
Correct. Yeah.
PIE to
So
TV.
right. Yeah. Yeah. This is what I encountered as
Teleportation.
well. Correct. Like there's so many distractions nowadays in our fast-paced world. Yeah. So I guess it's inevitable that people tend to get distracted, especially when you hit on points that are similar to what they are thinking of.
Yes, yes. And it triggered some topics that they were actually wanted to share with you today. Or like,
Correct.
they already intended to do that, but just because you haven't given them the pre-frame or the preempting, the disclaimer,
Correct. Correct.
they might just go straight into the PIE lane and there goes your conversation.
And they'll be driving towards Tuas already, no longer
Yeah.
driving towards the other side.
Yeah, and then you're like, wondering where did you end your topic? Did you even share?
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, this pre-framing thing would be very very helpful in terms of communication with others.
Yeah, on the other hand, we also want to be more aware listener, you know, when we are there with people. So some of the few tips that I've gotten through that practice of 10-minute silence
Okay,
was
10 minutes is a
to,
very very long time.
yeah,
Anyway.
it was a very long time. Is
Okay.
that you can actually look at the expression of the person's face when they are talking about different things. Yeah, so you can empathize with them better.
Yes.
Right, that's
Agree.
one
Agree.
of the ways you can keep yourself engaged in listening.
Yes.
Another thing
Okay.
is, if let's say your mind is running at a very fast-paced speed, you could actually look into what are the words that they use more frequently. So, like maybe this person like to say things like, "Oh, this person, that person," or like certain words or phrase that this person like to use a lot. Then maybe you can do a little bit of counter, like, "Oh, she said." This person, this phrase, for example, this person, like 10 times in the whole conversation. These are a few things that you can keep yourself alert and attentive while you are listening to your fellow friend, family, anyone.
Something to keep you focused in that conversation.
Yeah.
That what the person is sharing.
Yeah, in the case that if you are in a very loud and distracting environment,
Yes,
you have
correct.
certain things that is on your mind that you really want to share, but just want to keep that.
But
10
please
minutes.
pause first. Yes, pause yourself. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, like there were times that I totally ran out and start sharing my own views and solutions as well. Because I'm only human, right? But
Yeah.
then don't be too critical about yourself on that. Just be more aware, like, oh, okay, I did that just now. Or you could, even tell your friend or the person who was speaking, hey, I'm so sorry for jumping in to that earlier conversation. Like, would you like to continue your story?
Yes, yeah.
I'll give you my 100%
Correct. I
attention
think
now.
that would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then you show the person that you really care for them. It's just out of habit.
Yeah, sometimes I mean I agree. Sometimes you get too excited, like, oh yeah, 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 I also want to share something about this. Then you get all hyped up, and then you're so eager to share. Yeah. But then you have to, on the other side, you have to tell yourself, okay, wait, this person is still talking about their story.
Yes.
So choke, wait.
Yeah, like full stop yourself.
Correct. Sometimes, I mean, it happened to me. So when my friend was sharing something, then I thought of something that is related. So I do get excited and I will say out like, oh yeah, okay, can you remind me to mention about this? I have something linked to what you're talking about. But never mind, you finish first. That's what I would do normally.
Yeah. That could be something that you could do also, or you could like, sorry, just to cut in a bit. Later I want to share about this. Just remind me. Or like later after you finish, I want to share about this.
Yes, correct. I
so
think
that
that
you
will
don't
work.
come out with the topic out of nowhere also.
Correct. And then become like cutting off someone else's sharing, which is very rude actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rude aside, I mean, we really want to build a connection between our, friends and family.
In our social life lah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very nice point to end our first episode.
Hope you all enjoy it. So if you have any questions or anything you want to add on, or you have any suggestions, please feel free to DM us on our Instagram. We'll have all the information provided in our account.
Yeah, in the description of this podcast. So do follow us on our Instagram, which is @soullightpodcast. So do send us all your questions, or if let's say you have certain questions you want us to talk about during the next few episodes, do flag it out as well.
Yeah. Yes. Everything is welcome.
Yes. And thank you for listening to us. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Alright, so do subscribe wherever you are listening to this podcast, so you will never miss an episode that we go live. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.